Hello, and thank you for being with me again. This week, I would like to talk about this great image that Christ talks about to tell us something of what our role is in this world when he says, "You are the salt of the earth and the light of the world." If we think about these two images of salt and light, they teach us an awful lot about what our role should be in this world as spiritual people, as people here to make life more beautiful for others. If we take salt, for example, we know that salt's role when it comes to food, which is what we most often think about, is to bring out the beauty that's already in the food, to bring out the taste that's already there. It's not for the salt to stand out. We know that if you have too much salt, you spoil the food. And so a very important thing in this regard for us to remember is that the taste is already in the food. We're merely here to help bring that out. The beauty is already in the people that we meet. It's not for us to impose our way or our being on them, but merely to help bring that out of them because it is already there. So salt is used to enhance food, but it can also be used to treat wounds and to clean. It's also very telling that salt does not choose whether or not it will do these things. It just does them because that's what salt does. Turning to light, we know that light lets us see things as they are more clearly. It's there to allow us to see other things, but not to be looked at. We don't look at the light, we look at what it's showing us. And it too lights up whatever is there. It doesn't pick and choose what it will show us. It just allows us to see whatever there is near us. An interesting thing that we don't pick up in English is that, in fact, when Jesus says, "You are the light of the world, you are the salt of the earth," he's using the you in the plural. As I say, in our English language, that's not clear because of us having the same pronoun for the second person singular and the second person plural. And so when he's talking about "you are the salt of the earth and the light of the world," he of course is talking about the community. The community of Christians is the salt of the earth and the light of the world. It's here to bring out the beauty of life and to allow us and others to see more clearly. However, obviously, for this community to exist, for this community to be able to carry out its role, the members also have to be salt and light individually. But it's how they interact with each other that actually makes the difference, that allows the world around them to see what life can be if they live as true Christians. As we know, the very basic rule of Christianity is love. And just like salt, love enhances, it treats wounds, and it purifies. And so to become salt, each of us needs to have a deep prayer life in which we are in dialogue with God, where he helps us to grow and become the people we need to be to fulfill our role in life. And then being together, supporting one another, and having a community that is different, but that is able to serve whoever may come along. Because just like the salt and the light, we're here to serve whoever comes along, not to pick and choose who we would like to include and who we would like to exclude. And as I say, this capacity comes with us having a deep prayer life, being in dialogue with God. And our light comes from seeing things in God's light. And this is quite an interesting growth process in our lives. If ever you've been far from civilization, if you like, where there is no artificial lighting It's very interesting, especially when there's no moon, just how dark it can be. And then as dawn approaches, we first only see profiles usually on the horizon because of the lighter sky behind them, but no detail. That progresses as the light increases, and we start to see things in shades of grey, but still no detail, but we can make out more than we could when we could only see the profiles. And it's only when the full light comes that we're able to see in detail and see all the colors that there are and everything else that there is around us, and to see the things as they are more truly. And this comes to us with spending time with God again and allowing Him to show us things in His light. And as I say, we may have to go through these stages of growth where at first we're not too sure what we're seeing, but we realize there is something there. And then bit by bit, the detail starts getting filled in for us until we can see things in His light and be able to live according to His light and bring that light to our community of believers, and through that community and through our personal contact with others, to those around us, to those who meet along our way. And so this is the very beautiful calling that every spiritual person has from God, and you are called to this. That's why you're listening to this talk. And I pray that you may enjoy this process of drawing close to God and becoming people who can truly bring a better life to all of those that you affect along your way. And may God bless you. Thank you.